Welcome to the Market Intelligence Brief, delivering strategic insight into the real estate markets of the New Jersey Shore. Each report examines the trends, policy changes, and economic factors shaping housing across Ocean and Monmouth counties, one of the most dynamic coastal markets in the Northeast. Providing analysis and local perspective is Dawn Marie White, broker associate with Weichert Realtors, and a recognized New Jersey Shore real estate strategist, with more than 25 years of experience in the region. And now, here is Dawn Marie White with the latest market intelligence
All
brief.
right, I want to have a real conversation today. Not a surface level market update, not inventory is low and rates are high. I want to talk about what is actually happening right now across New Jersey and specifically here at the Jersey Shore. Because if you don't understand this, you are not understanding this market. This is no longer just a housing market. This is policy. This is legislation. This is the state of New Jersey stepping in and saying, we need more housing, and we're going to make it happen. And here's where people really don't understand what that means. If a town does not meet its affordable housing obligations, developers can step in, file what's called a builder's remedy lawsuit, and take that town to court. And once it gets to that level, the courts can override local zoning. They can approve density the town denied. They can approve projects the town never wanted. And once that happens, towns are no longer negotiating from strength. They're reacting to decisions made in court. Now let's talk specifically about Toms River, because this is where everything is happening in real time. Toms River has been mandated by the state to provide over 1,000 affordable housing units. And when you factor in market rate development tied to that, you're potentially looking at thousands of total units. But here's where it gets even more important. This isn't just about numbers. This is about leadership. And right now, there is a very real divide between the mayor and the township council. You have a mayor who negotiated a housing plan intended to reduce the overall impact, and a council that has pushed back, questioned it, and in some cases outright rejected key parts of it. And this isn't behind closed doors. This is happening publicly, in meetings that have gone on for hours, with shouting, arguments, failed votes, and no clear resolution. At one meeting, the entire process broke down. Ordinances tied to zoning changes and housing compliance were debated for over 4 hours and still left unresolved. At another, it escalated to the point where the mayor and council members were openly insulting each other in front of the public, with meetings described as chaotic and completely divided. And here's why that matters. Because while they are arguing internally, the deadlines do not stop, the state does not stop, and the courts do not wait. Right now in Toms River, you have ordinances being introduced and not passed, zoning changes being debated without agreement, planning tied directly to affordable housing compliance, and applications that are impacted by all of it. And because of that delay, the town has already been exposed to legal risk, meaning developers now have the opportunity to step in and push projects forward. That may not reflect what the town originally wanted. And this is the part people need to understand. This is not hypothetical. This is what happens when a town loses alignment internally. Control doesn't stay local. It moves to the courts. Now let's move to Brick Township. Brick is dealing with the same state pressure, but handling it very differently. They have already moved forward with housing plans, compliance strategies, zoning frameworks, and they are trying to stay ahead of the problem because once a town is compliant, they have more control over where development goes, how dense it becomes, and how it fits into the community. But make no mistake, even in Brick, this still means applications for multifamily housing, zoning adjustments, redevelopment conversations, and gradual increases in density. So when you compare the two, Toms River is reacting, dealing with conflict, mistiming, and legal exposure. Brick is positioning, trying to control the outcome before it gets taken out of their hands. Now let's bring this to the coastline, because this is where it all starts to shift. Let's talk about Seaside Heights. You've got redevelopment happening along the Boulevard corridor. Developers proposing oceanfront condos, mid-rise residential. At the same time, projects are being reworked or stalled. Developers want in, but towns are still trying to control scale. Because once density changes, you don't get it back. Now, Seaside Park. This was not a simple boundary adjustment. This was a decades-long legal battle that went all the way through the court system. A section of the barrier island that was tied to Berkeley Township was ultimately annexed into Seaside Park. And in March 2026, that annexation became official. Now here's why that matters. When you expand a town, you expand housing obligations, infrastructure demand, and development potential. This wasn't geography. This was jurisdiction. Now Lavalette. Tight zoning, low density, still holding the line. But even there, developers are testing the limits, submitting applications, adjusting plans, because pressure exists everywhere now. Manasquan is taking a completely different approach. They're investing. Infrastructure, livability, year-round positioning. That's strategy. Point Pleasant Beach is moving toward mixed-use development. Retail below, residential above. Walkable density. At the same time, environmental regulations are increasing construction costs and changing how development happens along the shore. And Point Pleasant Borough, steady, incremental, supporting the surrounding growth without overextending. So let's connect all of this. You have the state of New Jersey pushing housing production. You have Toms River in active conflict, impacting zoning, approvals, and applications in real time. You have BRIC working to control development through planning. You have Seaside Heights redeveloping carefully. You have Seaside Park changing jurisdiction through the courts. You have Lavalette holding the line. You have Manasquan positioning long-term. You have Point Pleasant Beach moving toward mixed-use density. And you have Point Pleasant Borough quietly stabilizing the market. This is not random. This is not seasonal. This is not just the market picking up. This is a coastal transformation. The Jersey Shore is being redefined right now. How much can be built, where it can be built, who gets to live here, and what these towns look like in the next 10 to 20 years. And this, right here, is exactly why who you work with matters. Because this isn't just buying and selling homes. This is understanding zoning, land use, state policy, development pressure, and how court decisions can override entire municipal plans. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've sat on boards of adjustment. I understand how applications get approved, how they get denied, and what happens when they go to court. I understand this market, not just residentially, but commercially, strategically, and structurally. And in a market like this, where policy is shifting, where towns are under pressure, and where development is being decided in real time, experience is everything. So if you're thinking about making a move, don't just hire someone because they sell homes. Work with someone who understands what's coming next, because that's what protects you, and that's what positions you to win. I'm Dawn Marie White. Let's talk real estate. Call me at 732-581-9414. I look forward to speaking with you. Don't forget to visit me on social media, Dawn Marie Weichert Realtor.
Real estate insights, market updates, and strategic housing analysis across Ocean and Monmouth counties. Be sure to follow Dawn Marie White on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, Instagram, and TikTok. Stay informed, stay strategic, and join us again for the next Market Intelligence Brief.